Hello guys, once again it's Flashnet Digital Media here to take you through on how to file your salaried returns. Now this is for those who are earning, those who have P9 forms at the end of the year sent to them from their HR offices. Now how do we take it through? Log on to your iTax portal using your KRA PIN and your password. Let's head on to the Returns tab. Then, today we'll be using the simplified form of return. Now, automatically, it will populate the timeline. That is 1st January of that particular year. For example, this one is 2025 until the end year of December 31st, 2025. Now, wherever we are, as at now, we have section A, B, C, until T. Now, some have been hidden because they're not so much important. And in section A, we have your KRA PIN, your return period, and also the return information. Now, for the return information, has your employer provided you with a car? Kindly say no, 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 and no. And we'll proceed. Now, again, from this point here, this guy, he worked for 2 companies. Now, we can either pick the former or we can pick the current employer. It's still valid. Now, just pick one PIN for the employer, insert it at the employer's PIN. When you hit tab or whenever you just click outside the box, it will automatically fill the name of that particular institution or that particular company. For example, I'll just copy paste the PIN of employer and voila, the name of the employer will be automatically filled in the relevant box. Now, the gross pay comes here. Now, we have 2 employers. They both paid amount of money. Now, the first one paid 140,000 and the second one, I think the most current one, paid 519,000. That's $500,000. Now, if you combine the two, if you get the sum of the two, it will amount to a total of 660,000. You can see it at the bottom of the screen here. Now, I'll insert that one, or even I can just do what? Copy and paste. For the allowances, the column reads 0. For the value of the car, the column still reads 0. Net value of housing, 0. Then pension, if in excess of 300,000 shillings, which in our case is not, I'll still input 0 as our value. Then you can just read through the columns because the gross pay is written here, the allowances has been written, so on and so forth. Let's click on next. Then the PIN of employer had already been inserted. We don't need to repeat the same process. We'll just go on to taxable salary. Look where there is a taxable salary or other such. Then you'll find that in our case, the taxable salary is 130 plus 484 actually. Now, if you combine the two, it will give you such a total. Now, combine or make a sum of the two, then insert them in that particular box. Okay, here we go. I wasn't good at math, so you'll bear with me as I take on my calculator and do the calculations. I'll now insert it here. It's 615, of course, 615,000. That was my taxable salary. Now, the taxable salary has also been written clearly Now this is the amount of money of the total gross minus whatever we call the benefits. Now this is the money that is now taxable. Remember, the total gross is never taxable because just inside it we have benefits, and benefits we don't tax. Now the tax payable on taxable salary, of which we have calculated, will be here, well written in its particular column. It's 55,000 plus some other shillings, and the amount of tax payable or refundable is always automatically calculated, and there it is. Now usually on some other forms it will be written pay as you earn, or tax deducted, or otherwise paye. We'll click on next. Now on this other section, the details of income tax paid in advance. Supposedly you are indented to KRA, then you made a deposit. You will key in the deposit information here. You see it, it's written details of income tax paid in advance. After the balancing, then the total tax due or refund due at the end, that's number 4, will be 0. It has all balanced to 0 shillings, 0.00. Let me submit my data. Now I'm sure of what I'm doing. I'll just hit on OK. Then voila, congratulations. You have just submitted your salaried returns. Kindly, before anything else, before logging out, download the returns receipt for the record keeping. Of course, even if you're not such a good record keeper, then I think you can just print it, then take a photo of it, then store it somewhere very safe. It will be very much useful at the end of your career. It will be very much useful at the end of the day, because they'll be inquiring from you. Did you ever file your returns? Oh yes, you will claim, I did. Then show us the proof. Now, kindly know that from their system, they'll be able to see that you did file the returns. But out of curiosity, they'll now want you to prove that, of course, you are not guilty of not filing your returns. But once you have those forms, you'll just claim that you did file your returns. Now, if you want to view salary returns, have been approved, or if they have been submitted, you'll go to returns, view file returns, then input particular timeline, then consult. And right here, we'll just see the acknowledgement number. Here it is, the return period, the status is approved. Then I'll just view the return filed. You just see it. Now, I consulted to see whether my data had been submitted to their end. At times, there's a system, and you might think that it went through, but you may be on a lucky side. It didn't go through. Here we go. Now, I can just log out.